r/AskReddit asks. Guys on Reddit, what are things that a girl should never say to a guy? I am pregnant, if you are not pregnant. Can confirm. Tell fond stories about your ex in front of other people. Drives me up the wall when I hear people doing this. Yeah, I'm not a jealous guy, and I don't even get butthurt hearing about past partners or even sexy stories in private, but more than twice my last girlfriend started stories at parties with one of my ex-boyfriends. And I'd kinda look at her sideways like, why? If only you were taller you could easily get a lot of girls. True story. Height is the male equivalent to weight for women. If your number doesn't look good enough, the opposite sex just dismisses you without a second thought. Fortunately only superficial people do that. If a woman makes a comment about your height, bullet dodged. I'm fine. We see right through that bullshit and will immediately begin the problem-solving exercise. Guys do the same thing. It's just expressed differently. Guys like to act like nothing bothers them and bottle up all their emotions until they snap. Girls will say they're fine and then keep having an attitude. Emotional intelligence is something that both genders need to work on. I want to cut you open and sleep inside you as you slowly bleed to death. How romantic and LT, 3. I've recently been having baby fever after first hookup. Fever you say? And quarantine her. If a man has a crappy father, the absolute worst thing a girl can do is compare the two. Even in an argument. Why are you already balding? How is a guy supposed to respond to that question? Why are you still here? Tell you about guys she's been getting into on Tinder/Bumble. Or even talking about Tindering/bumbling about other dates while on the date. I guess it's okay if it's a passing conversation like in a minute, but seriously, it's a real sign that she sees you as an afterthought. If someone has a really funny story about being on a different date and they're on a date with me, cool, tell me, I like to laugh. But if it's just a rundown of their past dates, I'm not interested. And it's a sign you just have nothing to talk about if one of the most important things you have in common is apparently that you both go on dates. I am not a guy, so just tell me if I should delete this, but TBH, I just wanna hug every guy in this world that's going through stuff, because girls always get love when they're feeling, but what about the guys? Nada. I hate the fact that guys are supposed to be strong just because they're dudes, you know? Men/boys need more love and people who care about them. Don't delete this. I need this in my life. I don't want to hear about your ex, and I don't want to hear about the number of sexual partners you have had in your life. Then stop bringing it up. Not you, but he may. Gay guy here, gals, just in general, don't call us your gay best friend. That's the equivalent of us calling you our girlfriend. Holy fuck, I hate it when they do that. Or when they think I can't handle situations on my own because I'm gay, so I can't defend myself. You don't even have it that bad, women have it worse. Sure, some women may have it worse, but that doesn't invalidate my problems. Just because someone has it worse doesn't mean that my depression, anxiety, body image issues, self-confidence issues, physical limitations, and bad vibes will just go away. No one cares if men are sad. Men absolutely have emotions, and both partners have to carry emotional labor sometimes. Giving ultimatums is deadly. It's like someone telling you to do something right before you're about to do it. Now you don't want to do it anymore. My penis is bigger than yours. Sorry, I think you misunderstood. The question was, what don't you want to hear? I always wanted to have a gay best friend, romantic face. That he's skinny or not strong. I mean, yeah, I have thin arms, but I'm really sad when I'm called weak by a girl. Just don't do it. It's mean. Anything out of Mein Kampf is a subtle red flag. And the Communist Manifesto is a flag more red. The same as things guys should never say to girls: if you're a nice person, Never shatter their harmless personal illusions that are keeping their ego healthy. If you feel like saying something less than complimentary that either has some truth to it or you think they might be afraid has some truth to it, shut your mouth. That means if you think they're insecure about their height, their income, or their current acne situation, you avoid those subjects. You have a big, or average, dick when you know it's not. It's condescending. You're being lied to and you know it. True or not, I don't get why this should be mentioned too often. Last thing I wanted to feel like is a giant dildo. Imagine if the greatest compliment you could give your girlfriend was how tight she was or how big her boobs are or some other meaningless physical/sexual feature. Don't tell someone you're in a relationship with that you don't enjoy sex, then get upset when the sex stops. I'm a girl, but if you make fun of a guy or call him not manly enough for sharing something personal with you or crying, then he has the right to dump your pathetic ass. From first-hand experience, you need to eat more pineapple right after she swallowed bothered me way more than she intended. She said it half-jokingly, but I still think about that shit years later and am way more insecure about that particular asset of my sexuality. It's funny, and easy to laugh at lol. But it did affect me substantially. Cum doesn't taste good. End of story. Even if you ate pineapple, your cum will still taste like shit. Every guy's cum tastes like shit. It is what it is. No need to be insecure about that. If a girl is willing to swallow your cum to please you, great, but she definitely thinks it tastes disgusting. I hate the "how many girls have you slept with?" question. First of all, I don't think a person's body count should matter in a relationship unless it is abnormal high or low, as in you're their first time. Second of all, why even ask the question when one of us is likely to get upset about the other person's answer because it's either too high or too low for their standards? I tend to just reply too many and obviously not enough. I really don't want to hear about how workers don't deserve basic human rights and legal protections. We need to build a united front that supports all peoples and not just a select few. I cheated on you. Actually, I'd want to know if that were the case. Please don't flex about how many boys stare at you. Don't always tell your crazy ex's encounters. Don't talk shit about people or be over whiny. Compare him to an ex. Girls, don't be like my ex used to do something like that. Think of your current as a different person altogether. Ask what our height is. Like, Jesus, it doesn't matter, and it makes us, at least for me, want to ask every other condescending question for a woman.